Rural Americans feel like they're being left behind. Young people are fleeing for better economic opportunities when good-paying energy jobs are right in their backyard.
Let's bring in American Conservative Coalition Action Chief Operating Officer Stephen Perkins. Stephen, good to see you. Listen, I want you to explain how green energy jobs can help small communities. I come from a small town. Dagan comes from a small town. And can they reproduce the number of jobs that we saw in the fossil fuel industry?
Yeah, thanks for having me so much. But, what we've seen is that there's been a massive exodus from rural communities, young people going to cities to find economic opportunity, to find jobs and to raise their families. But what we have found through some recent polling and also just what we've seen in the clean energy space is that there's a profound opportunity for clean energy projects, most of which, the majority of which, are being built in these rural, mostly conservative communities. There's an opportunity for us to revive our communities through those investments. Already, tens of billions of dollars have flowed into rural communities because of clean energy investments, and we don't anticipate that to slow down anytime soon.
When you say clean, do you mean natural gas? Because natural gas is what brought our emissions down. And just in the last year, we found out that CO2 emissions globally hit a record high, but it wasn't because of the United States, because our emissions keep falling.
Well, you're right that the U.S. is leading the world in emissions reductions. Really, what we advocate for is an all-of-the-above energy approach. Oil and gas is part of that, as is solar, nuclear, wind, hydro, basically everything, right? And the great thing about an all-of-the-above approach is that it means all people can be involved in it, and it means that we can invest in communities that really need it right now.
It's a problem that you see all over, and I saw this in my communities. People do leave, you're right, and they go to where the opportunity is, and normally, oftentimes, that's in larger communities. It's been interesting, though, with COVID and with the internet, a lot of people have the freedom to live where they want and still work and make good money, and a lot of those families have chosen to go back to smaller towns and communities to raise their families. Have you seen any of that in your polling, that there's this balance of if you can work remotely, it can also help these small communities thrive?
Right. And of course, we know that rural communities need investments on all sorts of fronts, from healthcare to broadband access, to make sure that those remote jobs are accessible. The top line from our polling, we found that the majority of young rural conservatives, in vast majority, 92% of them, they want job creation potential to be a key deciding factor on what forms of energy that we choose to prioritize. And also 70% of them do want an energy transition to happen